Hey guys, for this painting I did do a little bit of an underpainting to this without recording it. I think I was just really distracted by something I was watching and got a little carried away, I guess. I wanted to make sure that the overall color was warm, so I started with some yellows and added some violet shadows because that's a complementary color, so that would work. And this painting is another of the Wild Satellite series, in which I have this really silly character that just happens to be a cat that has built a little cube satellite out of some junk that reasonably wouldn't really travel anywhere, but it's just a little funny story I like to play with. And this one came about because my husband was watching some Miyazaki films, and I was really taken by Howl's Moving Castle. I thought it was super interesting, and I just loved the scenery and the rooms in that animated movie. It's so intricate and magical, and I really wanted to paint a cluttered room, I guess. And this room isn't actually that cluttered. It's actually pretty orderly, but it has just enough stuff to scratch that itch. And I really like how it turned out. I procrastinated so bad with this painting, even though at first my reasoning was sound. It was like I didn't think I had enough time to meet this YouTube deadline last week, so I decided to put it off and did a more complicated video. And then I just kept wanting to get ahead of my personal deadlines before starting this painting. And I just kept getting pushed back. And I know that I said on Friday that I was going to start working on it because I could have the whole weekend to work on it. And then it turned out that I wasn't even going to start it until Sunday. And I felt so bad about it. But I've been just stuck in this procrastination thing this last few weeks. And it is hard. It's hard to work with your own deadlines because it's really easy to just be like, I don't really want to do this. I just don't feel like doing any work right now, and I'm not really that accountable to anybody. No one's gonna care if I do something or not. So it's really easy to talk myself out of sitting down and doing the work. It's really easy. I definitely have lots of nights where I procrastinate just a little bit at a time, and then it gets to 8 o'clock at night and I'm just like, well, it's 8 o'clock. I should probably go to bed in an hour or so, and I'm gonna have to wind down. It's bad. Whatever, I finished it. And then I procrastinated a little bit on editing this video, but I finished it. You're watching it. It's done. Anyway, so what's happening in this painting? This scene could technically be two possible things. When I started painting it, I decided that this is the cat settling down for a moment to do some repairs on the satellite. I imagine that space and different planets would do a lot of wear and tear on, junky items. Even for a cube satellite that defies physics. Something's gonna break on it. So this painting is him inside of this little cob house, replacing some of the little tiny solar panels that he's ripping out of these calculators. And I have it situated in a cob house because, one, I want one so bad. I want to live in a cob house. It's like a little house that is built by hand out of, things like clay and mud and stuff. I just love the idea of them. I love the unique designs and decorative qualities. Everything can be built in because you're literally just molding it with clay. So yeah, I also borrowed pretty heavily from pictures of existing cob houses online, for which I do kind of regret a little bit. I got way too far into like the fantasy of drawing this. But yeah, I could have probably made it a lot more cluttered than this. But it's hard, I'm not really that cluttery of a person. I'm the kind of person that likes to have some kind of control and peace in my living spaces, so yeah. And you can also say that this piece is sort of like a prequel to the Wild Satellite. This could have been the first initial build of the satellite, for all I know. That would make sense too. I don't know where you would find tools and raw materials out in the galaxies that don't really exist. But that's the fun of fictional stories, that anything can happen. Anything can happen. And that is the joy of creating a story to illustrate. It used to be my favorite thing to do in elementary school. And back then, making stories was a lot easier. I think maybe my standards were just lower. But I don't really feel like I could write a story now. So if you like writing stories, or you are really close to somebody who likes writing stories, I highly recommend illustrating them. Because it's a great source of inspiration when you want to paint something, but you can't think of something to paint or draw. Go back to previous big ideas and illustrate a new part of it.